What's going on, y'all? Jose from Golden Road YG out here. Coming back at y'all with another video, another deck list. This time it's my deck list from the past two locals. Over the weekend, one of our locals, Hyperion Gaming, had a free local for their 2-year anniversary. Congratulations to my boy Sean and Brad. Had the store open for 2 years. Went 3-1. Lost to Labrynth. Game 2 took about 20 minutes. We were in top deck war. Should have scooped it up sooner. That's my own fault, but I be stubborn sometimes. And then the next locals was Sunday at A to Z, Arts and Comics. That's the locals we go to more. We went undefeated there. 4-0. That locals was round 1, I want to say, was Spright. Round 2 was against Pure Fire King. Round 3 was against Yubel. And then my round 4 was against Horus Stun. 2-0'd the Horus Stun and 2-0 the Fire King. The Spright went to a game 3. And the Yubel matchup went to game 3. I lost game 1 of the Yubel matchup. I just drew 5 hand traps to start, and then my top deck was a Lightning Storm. And he went ahead and played. My next top deck was another Lightning Storm. So it just be like that sometimes. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! Games 2 and 3 though, we were able to recover, played it back, bounced back. We were good. Like I said, we went undefeated, so let's get into the profile. Alright, to start, y'all know what it is. It's Tenpai, as always. Pretty much a standard. Don't have to go into much detail, just the reason why I went to play some of these cards. Obviously 3 Chandra, 3 Hydra, 2 Fadra. That's standard in dang near every Tenpai deck. Only difference you'll see in any Tenpai deck is if we play 1 or 2 of these, of the Fadras. So I like 2 because if I draw 1, I need 1 in the deck. Then of course another standard is the Magnamut. Nothing to be said here. Banishes the light or dark from either graveyard special, and then effect on summon the Sertana Dragon during the end phase. Then we got the 3 Kaiman, 3 Summoning, 1 Terraforming. That I feel like is also standard in every Tenpai deck. So every deck list you watch, you'll probably see this. Then we got the 3 Pot of Prosperity. That's almost standard in all Tenpai decks as well. I'm not gonna say all, just about most of them. I'd say about 98% of them are playing the exact same cards I have showed you so far. This is one that is either mained or side. It's Crossout Designator. This was MVP for both tournaments. There's nothing to explain here. Just when you play so many hand traps, that's the card you want to have in your main deck, in my eyes. So we'll just say it's not standard. I'm not gonna say it is. A lot of people do side the card, but I main it. I play all these hand traps, I might as well. Then we have the Forbidden Droplet, non-targeting negation, and it reduces your opponent's attack. So helps OTK, helps clear boards, and it's a good card. In info, I don't know if I will be maining 3 of these. I don't know if I'll be maining it, period, but we'll find out. Then we have 2 Lightning Storm. I didn't want to main these, but it was one of those things where I want some type of back row removal in my deck. So I opted to go with the Lightning Storm because it's either back row removal or can clear monsters if your opponent doesn't respect Lightning Storm. So it's either, like I said, it's either gonna kill get rid of monsters or spell a trap removal, or it's gonna get rid of a negate on the board. So that's why I opted to play this one. Then we got 3 Imperm. Basically, it's just monster negation. That's all it is. That you can activate from hand if you have no cards on field. So as a going second deck, theoretically, this is what you're going to play anyways. Just because it's monster, it's an effect negation on your opponent's turn. It's an interruption on turn 1. Let me say that. Or turn 0. So we got this 3 Ash. No explanation needed. 3 Effect Veiler. It's just another Imperm. It's not once per turn. Only thing I don't like about the Effect Veilers over the Imperms is it does activate Thrust and Talents. It makes them live. And this can only be used during the main phase 1. Your opponent's main phase 1. So there's that. We got 2 Droll. Card was great. I had no problems with it. When I had it in hand, and it wasn't good against the deck, it was still great because it was discard fodder for summoning. As you guys know, you have to discard one, so that's why it was great all day. Ghost Ogre, it was at 1, but I realized it could do a lot more than I really initially thought. It's actually, I mean, not a lot more. It doesn't do a lot more, but it comes up a lot more than I initially thought. Being able to get rid of a continuous spoiler trap, being able to get rid of a field spell, a monster that uses its effect when you know they need the body, and a cross out target. So if you try to ogre my field spell, cross out, call ogre. So if I draw one, cool, one still in deck, good. That's it. That was that. DD Crow, very underestimated. I hit so many cards and made people play a different way that they weren't used to, and it ended up leading to bad boards. DD Crow hitting one of the level 1s, Flamebird, decides to bring back DD Crow hitting Princess, DD Crow hitting Big Welcome Labrynth, or one of the Labrynth cards, or a transaction rollback. So there was one matchup I played against a cash matchup on the Saturday event when I went 3-1. The guy went to banish, or he activated Scareclaw effect, Kashtira Scareclaw, and I chained DD Crow to banish the Fenrir that was engraved, and it made him ban. Well, now since it's trying to resolve, he has a valid target. He had to banish the Birth in hand that he didn't want to ban. He had just searched it out. Go Scareclaw effect, Chain Crow, banish the Fenrir that he wanted to banish. It was the only cash engraved. Makes him banish the Birth that's in hand. That was great. But yeah, that's DD Crow's very underestimated right now. I think she's gonna be good in the next format, post Infinite Forbidden. So just keep your eyes out. And then my last filler card was Called by the Grave. And when I say filler, it's because I play 42 card decks. It's very rare if you see me stick to a 40. So it's between 40 and 42 most of the time. So what we'll do is I just decided to throw that in, and it came up a few times. Wasn't too bad. That was it for the main deck. 42. Most of it's just standard. I play the hand trap version. I don't play the board breaker version, even though everybody considers these 5 board breakers. So I guess I play a little bit of board breakers. Cool. Feel like it's needed, but I do think the hand trap version is the better one. But again, you can turn into, there might be some games where you just draw 5 hand traps and top deck another one, and then you lose because of it. But it's Yu-Gi-Oh! It's gonna happen. It is what it is. Let's go to the side deck. In the side, I had the 2 Fenrir, the 1 Druid's Worm, 2 Bell, 3 Dimension Shifter, 1 Kawaki Dragon, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Cosmic Cyclone, 2 Small Archfiend, 1 Skill Drain, 1 D-Barrier. So Fenrir is in the side. I made that change on Saturday morning before I went to my locals. I don't think it brings anything to the table for game 1. That's actually game 1 or Called by, and the second Ogre is what went in place for this, and I just dropped the Druid's Worm and a Small Archfiend. So my theory on that is Fenrir game 1 brings nothing to the table for you. You want to see your engine, or you want to see ways to stop him. You draw Fenrir going first, or you draw Fenrir and you're telling them to go first. You lose die roll, they choose to go first. You win die roll, you make them go first. He's in your hand. He doesn't do nothing to prevent them from making a board. So I decided to go ahead and side him. He came in games 2 or 3. So that was my theory behind it. He doesn't prevent your opponent from making a board. He does establish board presence, because you gotta respect the fact that Fenrir is going to banish something face down. There's no doubt about it. So I tried it. It worked out great. I feel like I made the right choice on that one. So there's that. We have the one Druid Swarm for them light and dark decks. At our locals, there is some Yubel players. So I just use this, get rid of the Samsara, the Grave Squirmer, the target for Grave Squirmer, pretty much anything light or dark. And then when this as y'all know, when Druid Swarm gets sent from field to grave, he can send a special summon monster to grave. He doesn't target, doesn't do none of that. Ghost Bell, pretty much the same reason. I use it mostly for the Snake Eye matchup and the Yubel matchup. It's okay. It's an okay card. It worked out okay for me. I didn't really see it much. The couple times I did see it, I used it for my own benefit from preventing somebody called by my Fadra. So yeah, it came up clutch for that reason. Dimension Shifter, deck still lose to this. There's still a few decks that just straight up auto lose to this. We are a shifter deck, but we aren't a shifter deck. We want shifter when we want to activate it. That's about it. So yeah, it's still a good card. It's going to be in my side deck until they ban it. And yeah, this another MVP card. This is an honorary runner-up MVP. He single-handedly won me a few games against Spright. Once they normal summon the Swap Frog, I bounced the swap after they dumped. Bounce the swap, summon with the bounce swap with the Heretic Seal, summon this, and they couldn't really do much after that. They can't start her into anything good besides the negation cards, the Speller Trap or the Monster Negate, because Jet and Blue are both dark, so they couldn't really extend their plays from there. And then the Yubel matchup, it doesn't matter, he's 0/0. Their cards are 0/0 and they can't special summon light or dark. And all of their cards are pretty much dark. So yeah, he's mandatory in the side. I think he's good. I like him. So he'll be there until the meta changes, or not the meta, but until things change. But I think at the moment, nothing's really gonna change. It's just gonna get worse with the light and dark deck. So this is gonna get bumped, and the Druid Swarm is gonna get bumped. But in the meantime, that's what we are at. We're gonna go on. Let's see. We got Harpy's Feather Duster and Cosmic Cyclone. Nothing to be explained. I just need back row removal for the Labrynth matchup, for stun matchup, any type of matchup that requires back row. With two small Archfiends. They didn't come up this weekend, but it's still a good card. You can't summon any extra deck monster more than once. So you go into a link, you're stuck with that link on the field. You can't link off anymore. You can't go into a different link. Same thing with all the other ones. It's hard for Tenpai to get through this card. OTKU with this, when you activate this card, it's hard for Snake Eye to link climb when you activate this card. Yeah, I think they're pretty good. Like I said, it didn't come up this weekend at all, but I think it should be in your side deck. We got Skill Drain and D-Bear. These are cross-out targets. In the rare event, I do draw this. This does come up and it's actually pretty good. I did use it against a guy, I can't think of the name. I did use it against a Tenpai player, and then I used it against a Spright player. So So yeah, like I said, it's either a cross-out target. If you draw it, it's actually not that bad. Skill drain, specifically cross-out target. That's it. You guys know Snake Eye. They flip skill drain. They wait for you to pass turn, and then they use normal summon effect of Ash or Oak, or I think those are the only two that do it. They normal summon one of them two, use their effect, send that off, and then they get their effects. It is what it is. Decks can play around it. So that's why it's in there for me. That concludes my side. As I said, the only thing that's going to change post Infinite Forbidden, I'll tell you right now, this is going to get mained. This is getting bumped to 2. And what I say, that's about it. That's going to get bumped to 2. Maybe Cosmic. We'll see though. For sure, Drew Swarm. And then we'll have room for 2 because this is going to get mained. I don't know what I'll cut. I'll update y'all as we go. Let's go into the extra deck. Got the Striker Dragon. We got the Doolittle Chimera, the SP Little Knight, Erratic Seal, 2 Hieratic Seals, Meteor Burst, Moonlight, Key Belt, Black Rose, 2 Bident, 2 Transcendent, 2 Trident Dragion. So Striker's in here because of SP. Doolittle's in here because I couldn't find the Promethean Princess, so I took out the Charmers and then put this in and the SPN. These 2 are in here. These are supposed to be the Charmers. This is supposed to be Promethean Princess. Never went into Doolittle. Always made Hieratic Seals, and there was a couple times I did make 2. Striker Dragon, I went in, I did use SP a few times, so it gave me the effect to banish a card on field or grave. Meteor Burst, never went into it. Moonlight, never went into it. Again, Seals is always good. Key Belt, went into it once, and it won me the game. Black Rose, it's almost mandatory in the deck because it's a Fire Dragon. Main phase 1, blow up the board. Main phase 2, activate Kaiman, and then proceed to OTK. And then the reason I'm 2 Bident's standard for, I think, obviously you need this card. This is what gets you going. And then the 2 Transcendent and 2 Trident, the reason I play these are our locals has a lot of cash players. So Unicorn is a real thing. When the guy went Unicorn's effect to banish something, he just looked and was like, well, you play 2 of everything. I was like, yes, sir. I sure do. Because I know our locals is full of cash, so I adjust to it. The Black Rose has to get bumped to 2 for my locals because everybody gets rid of Black Rose. But yeah, these first 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, were almost exclusively used for Pot of Prosperity. Banish those 6, reveal 6, and then I still got what I need. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't need to explain none of these. This is here because you need it when you play Pot of Prosperity, so you can still OTK. This is here because it's a great card. You can't activate nothing during battle phase. Crazy. Revival, which means you revive green revive whatever you linked off. It's a free synchro essentially. Black Rose board clear both boards. Key Belt, spot removal, Seals going first, and then pop targets. Never made either one of these 2 once. I'm probably gonna just cut these and then put whatever I want in, but we'll see. Like I said, one's supposed to be a Promethean Princess. These 2 are gonna get the SP Little Knight and the Doolittle Chimera. Those 2 are gonna get switched out for the Charmers, Fire Charmer and the Dark Charmer, and that'll be my deck. Yeah, that's it for today's video, man. I just needed to put a deck list out there, let y'all know that the deck does work. Overall went 7-1 in the last 2 locals I went to. So appreciate y'all for coming through. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe. We're trying to grow, so I appreciate all the support I can get. Much love to everybody. Stay safe, stay blessed. We'll catch you on the next video. Peace.